Rodolfo, shall you?
Yeah. Bienvenidos al experimento. Las cosas pueden romperse, no estar bien documentadas, diferir ampliamente entre iteraciones, desorientar, sobrecargar e inspirar. Nuestro objetivo, proveer un ambiente seguro y lleno de vida, para que todos puedan explorar el más alto potencial de colaboración humana. Spanish.
Perfecto.
Nice. So I hope there were people on the call that also
Me
understood that.
encantó completamente. Gracias por decirlo en español.
Yo lo entendí.
Awesome.
Yo también.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rodolfo, for that. That was very, very nice. And I think we're going to hear a video that from the project that you just recently closed out. So like, can you tell us just real briefly, what is it that we're gonna have a look, and let's play the video. So what is it that you have for us?
Okay, my name is Rodolfo Miranda. I'm from Argentina. This is my first project on a challenge that is the first challenge on identity, decentralized identity. So I provide tools to start building projects on that.
Awesome. All right, so I need to open up the video. And I forgot to put the share sound, because that's critical. And I think I could do it. Which one was it? This one, right? All right, so I'm gonna hit the play button and let's hear it.
My name is Rodolfo Miranda. This is my close report for the project Interoperability as Growth Driver. It was founded on Fund 6 on challenge Terraprim's DID mass scale adoption. First of all, I want to tell you about the motivation of doing that project. The project goal was to push adoption on decentralized identity solutions. So that means that we need platforms, but however, platform wasn't available at that time. So in order to have those platforms, we need developers, and this is a specific developer that are expert on identity. So in order to onboard them, attract them, we need to provide tools. So I decided to provide tools to them. What was the fastest way to provide tools is to adapt existing open source components already on the environment to work on Cardano. So that was my project. I developed 3 components. The Cardano blockchain was already there. I decided to use Side-Tree protocol. This is a protocol developed by Microsoft. Now it's part of the Decentralized ID Foundation. It's proven unstable. It holds most of the DID that are available on blockchain. There are implementation on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now on Cardano. I developed APIs using APIs from Dandelion and BlockFrost. You can decide which one to use, and it uses IPFS to store the DID documents. It's an open source that you can see on my GitHub. For the agent part, the agent is what the final user uses, like in a mobile phone wallet. I decided to use Aries. This is a project from the Linux Foundation. It's really popular agent because it's using Sovereign. Sovereign is a network that is implemented mostly by governments and corporations. I used the Python version, and I had to adapt it to Side-Tree Cardano, this type of signatures, and to support key rotation, also open source. Finally, I developed a driver for the universal resolver that is used to retrieve DID documents. It's also from the DID Foundation. It's really a standard because mostly all platforms use that to retrieve documents. So I also had to deploy on Docker Hub, also open source. So I'm gonna show you a small demo. This is gonna be like a simple CLI demo, no wallets, but you're gonna see what the agents can perform. In that case, Alice is gonna create a DID. I'm gonna ask for a credential from one school. I'm gonna issue a credential. They're gonna hold it in her wallet. This is the Side-Tree logs. On the left panel is Alice agent. On the right panel is the Catalyst school agent. So first step is Alice is gonna create a DID, and you're gonna see that the DID is gonna be posted on the ledger. It's gonna take a while, but it's gonna be written using Blockfrost or Dandelion APIs. Then the school is gonna provide an invitation. This invitation here is a string, but in a real environment, that's gonna be a QR code, so Alice can scan from her mobile phone. So she's gonna receive the invitation, and he's gonna establish a connection. So now you see both agents are connected in a secure way. The last step is for Alice to request the credential. The school is going to receive the credential and is going to issue the credential. So Alice now has the credential on her wallet. So you can see what is on the wallet. And this long text is the credential with all the signatures that prove that actually this came from the correct school. That was it. So thank you for giving me that opportunity. That was some tool. On Fund 7 is gonna come up with more tools and hopefully more on Fund 8. Thank you.
Cool. Well, did you just say like that was it? Like it was just like a piece of cake? That sounded like a lot of work that actually came into it. I was like, what do you mean that's just it? So like this is amazing. And I think it's one of those like areas that I think community talks about quite often because it's very tangible, but it still seems quite misunderstood in terms of like where we are, what's the technology there and whatnot. So would you be able to highlight a bit more like for the general audience, like how far along are we with these DIDs and specifically what you've been working for and how that advances the adoption in that direction, if you can?
Okay, the idea is a novel technology. So everybody's speaking, but it's really in a novel space. So we need to build those tools, not only Cardano, but all the ecosystem. There are only a few networks that are running, mostly by governments. So and the technology, what we try to do is to break those centralization that are on Facebook, Google, we call federated agents, to move that to the individuals and also call self-sovereign identity. So because now you're gonna provide the identity is gonna be yours and you're gonna decide when to disclose that. So, but it's now in a development phase. It's not adopted. So we need to develop those tools. We need to find business case on that and maybe grow on that. So that's why Cardano has a lot of potential because there's no winner right now. There's not the leader on that. So we can be here as Cardano.
Yeah, absolutely. Like looking at all these different directions that these things could be going and everybody's building different bits and pieces is really beautiful to see. Rodo, tough questions. Why are you interested in DIDs? Why do you actually wake up in the morning and build a code around that? What is yours? Why?
Okay, I start looking at Web3, all the ideas on Web3. So trying to this is related to decentralization, right? So, and one of that was the identity. It's also connect the technology with the human, and that attract me. And that's why I start doing some technology stuff, and I found Catalyst. That's how I link to Catalyst, is doing that.
Beautiful. So when do you think we'll be able to use some of the DIDs, let's say in Catalyst and the things you are working on, if you were so optimistic in terms of like how the future is unfolding? Did you have any like estimate? And I'm not going to hold you against it because, you know, nobody ever knows anything in crypto. But what do you think, in your opinion, where were we headed?
We can use just this year, we're going to have some tools to go maybe from the Catalyst school, maybe like initially in Fund 8, maybe some proof of concept, complete proof of concept. And maybe for launch later and use internally, and then maybe deploy all over the world.
That's awesome. And because this is a closeout video, you are now at the end of that specific line. I know the work never stops and there's always something happening. For someone who hasn't engaged yet or is for the first time in the running, what is it that you would advise them as like your best piece of advice you wished somebody told you maybe in the beginning?
Okay, there's a long journey because you start with the proposal, then the reviews. I jump from there to being like a CA and BCA, all that stuff. But the main, what I tell everybody is just start commenting, finding teams, looking for people, and that's the best way to move forward, because you're gonna find a lot of people with the same ideas, same goals, and you can join teams. So after this proposal, I group with other 3 team members, showing us, we call the roots ID, and building same kind of stuff, but all together. That is more fun.
Awesome. It's great to see that another sort of like merger produced a successful outcome, because I think we are always greater than the individual parts as a sum, right? So that if you are able to collaborate, that's always a beautiful thing to see. So thank you, Rodo. Amazing work. I hope you keep it up, and we hope to see you again in the future, what you'll be working on. So thank you once again.
Thank you.